Everyone, Ryan Waller here from Home Group Realty. I hope you're having a great week. I am, because I got a new haircut today. Look at that, looking good, although there's not much hair left. Anyways, I want to talk to you today about the 2018 year-to-date market. The numbers are out for the city of Guelph year-to-date February. And I want to talk about the trends this year versus last year, but also versus the prior number of years. And I think the biggest mistake people make is that they look at the current year numbers compared to just prior year. And 2017 was an anomaly, and it shouldn't be looked at simply in comparison to 2017. It should be over a 4-year trend. What we're going to talk about today are the 3 most common metrics used when trying to measure real estate health. They're pretty common things. One of them is the overall number of units sold, the overall number of dollars sold, and the average price, which is a pretty common metric when trying to determine market health, which is simply the overall dollar volume divided by the number of units. Now, there are many, many other measures that I would be happy to email you some analysis on if you'd like, but for the sake of this video, I'm not going to go that deep. Okay, so for 2018 year to date, overall number of units sold, or houses that have traded hands, is down 31% versus 2017. But it's also down versus 2016, and it's also down versus 2015, which can be interpreted in a few different ways. From my perspective, the way I interpret that is that people that are living in Guelph are just not selling their homes. They are holding on to them longer, they're using them as an investment and buying a second property. Okay, the next one we're going to get into is dollar volume. And you may say, who cares? Dollar volume is simply an overall total of all of the values of all the homes that have sold. So if you sold a $300,000 home and a $400,000 home and a $500,000 home, those add up to 1.2 million. Well, Guelph for February was for year to date has been about 127 million. Which is down 30% and in line with the decline in number of units versus the prior year. But it is interestingly up 5% versus 2016 and 17% versus 2015. And the last thing we want to talk about today is average price. And this is really a key metric of how things are going by simply taking the overall dollar volume and dividing it by the overall number of units. Now, at the end of this, I'll give you a few neighborhood insights as bonus info. But if there's anything else you want beyond this data, feel free to shoot me an email at rwaller@homegrouprealty.ca, and I'd be happy to send you what you're looking for. So overall average price in Guelph is up slightly this year versus last year, despite the fact that the overall units are down 30%. But it's also up tremendously over 2016, up 27%. And up over top of 2015 by 33%. So if you graph that out, you would see that the overall average price in Guelph continues to grow. Now, some may argue that the reason that the average price is going up is because more expensive homes are being built out in the Victorian Grange and in the East End and down south, and that is propping prices up. It might be, and probably is a contributing factor, but the units that are selling on average are selling for more, regardless of the reasons why. Now, for those particularly interested in your own neighborhood, there are 3 standout neighborhoods this year. Coincidentally, they're all around the downtown core. Exhibition Park, St. George's Park, and the Ward are all seeing tremendous growth year to date this year, although it's only 2 months, but it's an interesting sign that those 3 areas in particular are growing at a pretty fast clip. So that's all for this week, and like I said, if you have any questions or would like to give me a call, my information's after this. Thanks. Have a great week.